started here in just one more minute.
Good afternoon, everyone. Parents, thanks for joining us today. This is our, I don't even know how many parent webinars we've done, 4 or 5, and today's is on keep your family organized using digital tools, or maybe it's just get organized using digital tools.
We're so excited for you to join us today. My name is Amanda Galvin, and I have the pleasure of working with instructional technology. I deal mostly in the elementary world, so I would say pre-K through 5, but we even have some kiddos out there that are a little younger than pre-K. So early childhood through 5th grade, and I'm joined here by my colleague, Lisa Casas.
Hello, and I'm the Amanda Galvin of secondary. So I do basically what she does, but I'm in the secondary world.
And here in instructional technology, we like to take charge with our mission and vision that we utilize every single day. So our vision overarching is students will find meaning and value in the work that they're doing. And we charge to this every day through our mission to empower educators to innovate instruction so students have skills to thrive in society. So we are always empowering educators, so we have empowered empowered learners. So we have some learning outcomes here for you today. Just like Lisa mentioned before, we're going to be talking about digital tools to keep you organized. So at the end of this session, you're going to be able to know a few G Suite apps that you can use on your personal Gmail account, personal Google account, or your child's account. In particular, we're going to be using some things in Chrome, some things in Google Keep, as well as Calendar to help keep you organized. We're also going to take a look at your child's Launchpad. What are some ways that you can keep them organized and do some quick tips and tricks to help make Launchpad work for them?
And we're also going to take a look at using multi-window tool on a Chromebook and an iPad to split that screen, because oh my goodness, it gets crazy when you don't have a split screen, and they're a little bit different on the Chromebook as opposed to the iPad. And then we're just going to briefly talk about some of those home AI systems like Alexa, Google Home, and what you can use those for to keep organized.
So first things first, we're going to take a look at some just G Suite, quick G Suite tools that we can use to help with productivity. So your child has a Gmail account or a Google account that they use at school every day. So you can follow along with us using their account, or you can easily just go to google.com and click on create a new account, and you can use your own personal account. Google is free to use for all. So first thing we're going to take a look at is Google Chrome. Google Chrome is a web browser that you can use to navigate the internet. So a lot of times your child is likely using Seesaw, Google Classroom, Zoom, things like that for their virtual learning. You can navigate to all of those things using Google Chrome. And there are 2 quick tips that we have for you to help with productivity. The first one is going to be to pin a tab so you can quickly navigate to windows that you use most often. The second one is going to be to bookmark. So to pin a tab, very easy. When you have a tab open on Google Chrome, you're just going to right click on that tab and click on pin right down here. And that's going to pin it. So anytime you close out of Chrome and you open Chrome back up, that tab is going to be there nice and nested for you. The second one is going to be to bookmark different tabs. So if you go to a Chrome window, any tab that you want to bookmark for easy access, you're going to be able to click on the three dots next to your picture or your name. You're going to click on bookmarks and then bookmark this tab. So let's take a quick look at what I am talking about. So I have Zoom that I access pretty frequently. So I want to pin this tab. So every time I log into Google Chrome and I open it up, that tab is going to appear. So when I right click on the tab and I click on pin, notice that that tab moved up to the front and I can just see a small snippet of the Zoom window. So when I close out of Zoom and I get back in, or when I close out of Chrome and I get back in, that window is always going to be there. It's never going to disappear. So you could pin Google Classroom, you could pin Seesaw, all those things that your child uses most often. Another tip is just to pin Launchpad. So it's right there, easy access for your child to grab whenever they turn on Chrome. Another thing that you could do with your tabs is to bookmark them. So if you come to the three dots here next to your picture, scroll down to bookmarks, and then bookmark this tab. You're going to give it a name. And notice that it's going to put it right here on my bookmarks tool bar right here. So when you log in, you're going to see all these nice, neat apps, and you can have them in order for your child, maybe that they use throughout the day. So I have lots of stuff bookmarked here for easy access. I use bookmarks quite often.
All right.
I'm going to hand it over to my colleague. Yes, Lisa Casas. Let me stop sharing here, Lisa, so you can share on with our
Sounds good. All right. Can you see my Keep?
I sure can.
All right, awesome. I am going to talk to you about one of my favorite tools, and that is Google Keep. They're like digital Post-it notes, except they're digital. So if you're like me, back in the day, you would have all these little Post-it notes like all over your monitor or all over your bulletin board. And what would happen to them? They'd lose all their little sticky and they'd fall off. And so then you lost your little note to yourself. Well, these are digital, so you're never going to lose them. And guess what? They're on your device, like your laptop, your Chromebook, your iPad. They're also on your phone, so they will automatically sync together. So if you type it in on your laptop, you will then be able to be out and about and like take a look at your Keep on your phone. So really cool. Let's take a look at Keep and see what this is all about. So in Google Keep, as I said, you're making little Post-it notes of your thoughts, of reminders, of checklists. You can color code them. You notice that I have this nice little color coding set up. And then you'll notice that some of my posts are up here at the top, and I'll get to that in a second. So how do you start a note? Right here at the top, super easy. You're just going to click on Take a Note. And then you're going to type the title of your note. I'm just going to put Test Note. And then you're going to type in whatever it is that you want to remember. Maybe it's a to-do list. And you type it all in there. It's pretty ugly right now. Doesn't have color, so I want to change that. So if I have this little color coding system set up down here, and like leadership items in my department are green, so we'll pretend that this is a leadership item. So I'm going to make it green, and all I do is go to the little artist palette down at the bottom, and when I scroll over, it says change color. So I'm going to go to green, and voila, it's green. Yay! You'll notice that I can share it with someone. So this can be used in your everyday life. You can share reminders with your child, your spouse, anyone, you know, your mom, your dad, your uncle. You can share just by clicking on the little person icon and then type in their email. And look, Amanda, my co-presenter, is showing up. And then I click save, and look, there's her little picture. And so I've saved it with her. Let's say this is a to-do list and we're going to split it because I don't want to do all this stuff. I'm going to make this check boxes like this one over here that says H-E-B Walmart. Go to the three dots in your post and you'll notice when you scroll over it, it says more. I am going to show check boxes. And so now all of a sudden it's a to-do list, and it makes you feel really good when you start going like this and marking these completed. And look, they go down here as 4 completed items. Yay! How do I make this? Let's say it's a really important note. How do I make it stay at the top? All you're going to do is over here on the top right, when you scroll over it, it says pin note. And then that's going to make it stay at the top. And there it is. And you can just drag these around, change the order in any way that you would like. So pretty cool. You can also add, let me get into this, not this one. Let me get into the test note again. You can also add pictures down here at the bottom. Besides being able to change the color, I can click add image down here. And then I can go, and there's our little Christmas card. And then I can add, oh, actually I took a snip of Google Keep. So I added that. And now it has that little picture right there. Let's say I'm done with it. I don't need this Post-it anymore. I don't need this Google Keep note. Where am I going to go? Back to those 3 dots again. Up at the top, delete note, and it's gone. So if I take a look at what it looks like on the phone, let me switch to the presentation real quick. As I mentioned, it is on your phone also. So you'll go to your app store, you'll get the app, Google Keep, and you'll notice it looks a little bit different. You can still take a picture, you can choose an image, you can draw. It makes it a lot easier to draw on your phone or iPad rather than using your mouse. But you also have recording from your phone app. So you can be on the go, not driving, but maybe you're walking and shopping, and you can just record with your voice and it will type out what it is that you said. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And that is Google Keep, one of my absolute favorite apps in G Suite for sure. And now I'm going to toss it over to Amanda. What are you going to show us next?
I'm going to take a look at Google Calendar, but as I'm sharing my screen, I just want you to take note, if you're participating in our webinar, there at the bottom, there's a Q&A section. So if you have questions over anything that we've covered so far, feel free to open up that Q&A section, throw a question in there. We've got some people in here that can be some of the answers. We've got some panelists in here to help us out, and or Lisa, while I'm talking on the next topic, can answer some questions. So feel free to use that Q&A.
Definitely. One thing, and our emails are on the second slide, I think. So if you come up with questions after this webinar is over, feel free to shoot us an email.
Definitely. All right. So Google Calendar, this is another tool that's built into your child's @stu.neist.net account, or you can go to google.com, create a free Google account, and get started with Google Calendar. I like this one because it not only organizes my personal life, it organizes what we're going to be having for dinner tonight. It can also organize my stuff from work. So I can integrate many different calendars into one. So I love Google Calendar. My husband has a Google Calendar. And so we share different events back and forth with one another. So Google Calendar is on an iPhone as well as an Android phone. And we can use Google Calendar from the web. So I'm going to open up my Google Calendar here. And you can notice that I have lots of different events that are going on. So I have some things in green. If you want to come join me tonight, we're going to be having some carne asada tacos. So it has my dinner that we're going to have for each night of the week. I have the yellow ones, which is my stuff that's going on for work. So all of that can be easily added into one day. And you see over here on the side, these are all of my calendars that I have access to, and I can check and uncheck to be able to see that view. So first things first, to add a calendar invite or calendar appointment into a slot, you need to just click inside one of the days, or you can come up here to the big create button. When you click on the big create button at the top, you're going to have the option to add a title in. So if you're doing this for virtual learning, it's probably best to go ahead and add your child's schedule throughout the whole day. So if they, example, have math first, so they're going to have math and it's going to be a Zoom session. You can go ahead and put math Zoom or however you want to title that calendar invite. When I come down here to the more options button, I'm going to be able to put the date, time. I can put if it repeats, If I just want it to be as like a reminder in the calendar, maybe you just want to set it as an all-day appointment. For example, I had what I'm going to be having for dinner tonight. I just have that set as an all-day appointment so it reminds me what I'm going to be cooking. You can make this calendar invite repeat if it's something that repeats every single day. You can come down here, set some different notifications and where you want those notifications to go, and you can set a description. So I've been working with this Math Zoom link. I'm going to have Math Zoom every day starting at 8:30 in the morning. It's going to end at 9:30. It's going to repeat every day. Math is every day, Monday through Friday. If you are a secondary student and you have A days and B days, you would come down here to the custom button and you could go and check which days are A days and B days so it can format that for you. So here's my Math Zoom. I have it every weekday from Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 9:30. As I continue to move down, here's my notifications button. I can notify through email. So if your child is in grades 6 through 12, you can get the calendar invite to email them. You could also just have an email if you're using it from a Gmail account, or when we go to share a calendar with you in a second, you can actually have it email just your regular calendar, and you can set when you want that notification. So if you wanted to notify, maybe for Math Zoom, you want them to join that 5 minutes before. So you can come down here, just do it 5 minutes to notify. So that way they know, get out their computer, click on the calendar invite, click on the Zoom link, and they're ready to go for their Zoom class. You can choose which calendar you want it to go on. Like I said before, I had a couple of different calendars. It's going to default to the calendar that I'm signed into. And then you can put something down here at the bottom. I would recommend putting the Zoom link. Obviously, if you're reminding yourself about Zoom, then you want to put the Zoom link in there so it's all nice and organized for you. You can come right here to the link and click OK. And it's going to add that as a link for you. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And it's going to add that every day. You can see Math Zoom is now every day at 8:30, Monday through Friday, because that's what I set it as. Your calendars can also be color-coded and shared with others. So when I see my calendar list here on the side, if I come over to the calendar and I hover over the 3 dots, I can see some different colors here. So if I wanted my main calendar to not be yellow anymore, maybe I want it to stand out and be this kind of pumpkin orange color. So it's like, alert, alert, you have something important coming up. You can change the color super easy. It changes all of the invites just in one click. You can also share a calendar with somebody else. So if you have this as your calendar for your child's schedule and you want to be able to see it on your calendar as well, when I click on the 3 dots and I come down here to Settings and Sharing, I could rename the calendar if I wanted to. So if I wanted this to be my daily schedule, I could give it a description if I wanted to. And right down here, when it says Add People, I can come through and add anybody that I want. So I'm going to add Lisa Costas right here and click Send. And now Lisa Costas can see all event details. I can even make it to where she can make changes to the events, or she can manage the schedule. So it would be almost like 2 people kind of own that calendar. She can go through, make changes, she can adjust the sharing. So we can both be accountable for that particular schedule. I'm going to go ahead, click on the back button so I can get out of that and take a look super quick at what it looks like on an iPhone. So I actually took my iPhone and I added this calendar in as an account. So my Gmail account is added in. And so when I go to my iCalendar in my phone, I can see on December 14th, all of these things that are going to be happening today. So I can see one-stop shop. I can adjust those settings to be able to get some notifications on my phone. There's also a Google Calendar app for your iPhone, and a Google Calendar app for an Android phone. So if you just want just the Google Calendar app, so you can open it up, adjust the notifications that way, you can get all of that stuff on your phone. So super easy to use Google Calendar, not only on a computer, but also your mobile device to keep yourself organized. Launchpad. This is an app that we use pretty frequently with our students. This is an app that helps students, we call it single sign-on. So when a kid goes into that particular application and they click on like Google Keep or Google Calendar or Seesaw, when they click on it, it automatically signs them into the app and they don't have to remember a bunch of different passwords. So we can actually make Google Calendar or Launchpad work for us by pinning and favoriting apps and auto launching apps. So apps that you use frequently. You'll notice that Google Keep is over here. That's the one that Lisa talked about before. But I know that Zoom is going to be one that your child uses often. So when I do Zoom, I can bring that one up here as an app, or Google Classroom. When I bring it up, it doesn't bring the app up, but I can see it housed right here in this Google folder. So to be able to do both of these tasks, you're going to need to find the actual app with the picture. So I'm looking for Google Classroom here. When I right click on Google Classroom, I get lots of different options. One of it is to set auto launch. So that means whenever I sign in to Launchpad, it'll automatically launch that app. So I don't even have to go and find it and click on it. So if you know your child's going to get into Google Classroom every day, or your child is going to be using maybe Google Keep, because that's the way you want to keep them organized, go ahead and set that to auto launch. So they don't even have to go and look for it in their Launchpad. It just opens up. If it's an app that maybe you're not going to need to auto launch, you just want it to quickly, want your child to be able to quickly find it, you can come to that app, click on Add to Favorites, and notice right down here at the bottom, the app is going to pop up and it's going to have your child's going to have easy access to it. So next time that they get into Launchpad, if you favorite it, it's right down there at the very bottom for them. So go ahead and favor or auto launch any of those apps that you want your child to have access to right away when they log in. So you can keep yourself organized in Launchpad, but you can also organize your windows when you're in a virtual environment. So Lisa, we're gonna take a look at multiple windows. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the iPad, and Lisa's gonna show you what you're gonna be doing in a Chromebook. So multiple windows, what does that mean? Well, in this small picture, do you see how we kind of have the windows side by side? So if you're working in Zoom, but you also need to be turning in an assignment in Google Classroom, you're going to want those windows side by side so you can see your teacher presenting or teaching, but also be working on your assignment at the same time. So this is very easy to do on a iPad. Is you are going to take your app and go ahead and open up both windows. Then we're going to use this toolbar here at the bottom. We're going to click and hold and drag, and so the windows will be side by side. So let's watch this quick video one more time. So I have it open. This is showing an email. I'm going to slide up this toolbar, click and hold an app, and drag it. And it's going to pop it side by side. So click, open up a window, drag up your toolbar, click and hold the app, and pop it so it's side by side. So Lisa, what do we do about a Chromebook?
Okay, a Chromebook is a little bit different. It's kind of weird. I love Chromebooks, but it's a little bit different. So to get that split screen, what you're going to do is click on that maximize little box that you'll see at the top right. There's a little red square around it with an arrow pointing to it. You'll notice that straight line is the minimize. Then there's the little box that you need, and then there's the X, which is to close out that window. So you'll click on the middle one, the maximize, and it's going to make the window smaller. Then if you drag it, keep clicking on that little maximize box, and if you drag it to the left or the right, it will pop in halfway and it splits the screen. Then go to the next one that you want to get over to the other side, and you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to click on the maximize box, and you're going to hold it and drag it to the other side, and all of a sudden it'll snap over onto the right side. So pretty cool. It's just a little bit different on a Chromebook than on a laptop or an iPad. And before we move on, one thing that I did want to say that we didn't mention is, how do you get to Google Keep? I mentioned the app for your phone, and you go to the App Store, but how do you get to it from your Chromebook or your laptop? You're going to go to keep.google.com. How do you get to Google Calendar? You're going to go to calendar.google.com, and they're both on Launchpad too. So if you forget that, no big deal. Just go to Launchpad and you can get into your child's, but your own personal one, you'll need to type those in.
That's awesome. I'm glad that both of those came through on the Q&A so we can mention those really quick. So awesome. Keep.google.com, calendar.google.com.
What about Drive?
Oh, drive.google.com. Notice
Classroom.
that whatever you want it to go, .google.com. Or what's nice about Northeast ISD is we have Launchpad, and all of those tools are located in your child's Launchpad. You can just quickly go in there, search for your child's, the application that you want your child to get to, and it single signs them in, or Favor or Auto Launch. So use some of those tools also.
Oh, yeah.
To navigate.
Awesome.
So we talked a little bit about AI at the beginning for Learning Target. We don't have AI in the classroom here in Northeast ISD, but I know that this is a popular tool that's coming around to many different homes, especially with Black Friday just happening and some of these tools kind of go on sale. So don't forget about your Alexa or your Google Home to help keep your digital schedule organized. So just going, hey Alexa, and editing a schedule, or the Alexa actually has something called a blueprint. You could go into a blueprint and kind of organize a schedule, just like you would a bell schedule. So when your child, they know how to get from class to class when they are in kind of a brick and mortar setting through a bell system. So the bell rings, your child leaves, they typically get a warning bell when they've got a few more minutes to get to the next class, and then they get an actual bell that counts them tardy. So on your Google Home or your Alexa, you can set those bell schedules for your child. Allow them 5 minutes before a class starts, have an alarm go off so they know, oh, I need to take out my computer. I need to go ahead, join a Zoom meeting, and it gives them about a 5-minute buffer to kind of get into that class, get all of the tech troubleshooting things they need, their headphones plugged in, the sound working, all that good stuff, so they're ready to go. So that's a quick and easy way that you can utilize that Google Home and Alexa.
Setting timers, I do that all the time. Hey Alexa, set a timer, 35 minutes. It just keeps me on track, keeps me on schedule. So that's another great thing.
Timers can easily be used in Google Chrome as well. If you want to go to just any Google search, you can just type in 5-minute timer, and bam, you've got a 5-minute timer ready to go. And it starts to count down as soon as the window starts to load. So you can do that for your child. Maybe if they're in a class and they need a quick brain break for whatever reason, you can just throw a timer up there for them. That way they know between this class, that class, quick bathroom break, all of that good stuff to help keep them on track. So Lisa, I think we're all organized. What about you?
Oh, getting there, trying, definitely.
So just to recap, we learned about a few Google tools today. We looked at Google Chrome, we looked at Google Keep, we looked at Google Calendar. We took a quick look at Launchpad on how to favor a tab and how to auto launch a tab. We took a quick look at some of the different AI systems that we have available to us to make a timer, just help keep ourselves on track.
And split screen, how to split that screen. It's like imperative now. We have to do it, right? I don't know how we could ever function without it before. So yep, we took a look at splitting that screen and doing that on the iPad and the Chromebook.
So Lisa, with that being said, we don't have anything else to keep us organized. So let's go through the Christmas break, practice some of these tools so we're ready to come back fresh for